You're lazy if you stay home and rest. But if you force yourself to go to work, you were faking it. Faker! If you wear makeup, then you don't look sick. But then if you don't groom yourself, you're attention-seeking and depressed. Faker! If you go to the doctors a lot, you're a hypochondriac. But if you don't, you're probably never sick anyways.
You fakers disgust me.
Can you stay and be quiet? Can you? Can you?
You want to be an ex-parrot?
Probably not.
This parrot is no more.
But, as I was saying...
Thanks to double standards like these that society has lovingly made for those of us with disabilities and chronic illness, many of us develop these really bad habits
As an emotional defense mechanism.
And unfortunately, these bad habits are killing your energy reserves and utterly destroying your progress in your health recovery journey.
Oh man, what can we do?
Let's look into that. Now, I have 6 bad habits here that are probably going to be a little surprising to hear at first. But once you think about how they actually affect your health, considering you're living with a chronic illness, they make total sense. Number 1. Being toxically positive or constantly negative. See, over the years, I've done both. And here's the thing. Both are utterly exhausting. Toxic positivity is bad because it really just kind of invalidates your whole human experience. What do I mean by that? Well, look, if you're suppressing reality, it prevents you from finding solutions that you might have otherwise looked for.
Everything's gonna be just fine.
Ugh. Now, the opposite of toxic positivity, toxic negativity, is just as bad. If you're nothing but negative, it literally teaches your brain to be depressed. It retrains it so that it only sees the negative in life, even when there is positive.
We're gonna have so much fun. We'll forget about how miserable we are and how much life sucks.
And again, this will prevent you from looking for or finding solutions that might be very close. Because if you're not giving things a chance that you probably should because you're being so negative, you're missing opportunities.
I'm so depressed I can't even blink.
Not to mention how your brain being depressed depresses other systems in your body, like your nervous system, your autoimmune system, etc., etc.
Normally the body would fight the infection, but he's just given up on life.
Number 2, people-pleasing. The problem with people-pleasing is it causes you to just constantly push yourself to other people's expectations in your work and in your life.
I'm a textbook people pleaser. I have a serious problem.
And because of that, because people can't see inside of you and know what you're feeling, your health never gets put first.
This is how people pleasers die.
What does people-pleasing look like, you might be wondering? Am I a people-pleaser? Do you minimize your own needs? Do you not like setting boundaries? Do they make you uncomfortable?
No, I don't like confrontations!
There's a whole lot more to this, but I think in the future, if you guys are interested, I am probably going to make a video specifically on people-pleasing. Let me know if you want to see that. Oh, by the way, did you like this video yet?
Talk about self-promotion.
Number 3, being a perfectionist. Research shows that perfectionist tendencies tend to predict issues like depression, anxiety, stress. Gee, I wonder why. Well, let's see. Perfectionists tend to judge themselves for being lazy or unproductive when they actually are just resting. Because, like, for instance, when I first started getting sick, I would push myself to do, like, certain chores the right way, because I hated not finishing them the right way.
What does that even mean?
It means do it the right way.
Perfectionism will give you some weird rule in your head where you're like, no, I have to do it this certain way that I was taught to do it. Well, that's kind of where the do it badly video came from, because I learned if you need to break up doing the dishes into 5 different sessions to do it without hurting yourself, do it. Who says dishes need to all be done at once? Same with laundry. Do you need to break that up into a whole bunch of different sessions over 2 different days to actually be able to do it without hurting your own health? Do it. Health comes first. Perfectionist last. By the way, have you subscribed yet?
This is a rather shameless promotion. Hey, it worked on me. Me too.
Number 4, being a busybody, which basically is constantly keeping on the go and not allowing yourself to rest when you need it. Busybodies tend to never take breaks, sick days, vacations until they absolutely have to. And the problem with this is that is really bad, mentally and physically, for your health. It's been proven scientifically. Look it up.
The irony.
And that counts for even normal people, like, let alone those of us that have freaking chronic fatigue syndrome.
Fan-bloody-tastic.
And look, if you're a busybody trying not to be, I know having a simple daily/weekly routine seems boring or like a waste of time, especially when you start planning in rest.
It's so boring.
Trust me on this, when you have chronic fatigue syndrome, it is literally,
Not literally.
Yes, literally.
necessary to live without constantly flaring and getting worse. The more of a routine you have, the more chance you have of stopping the downward spiral.
Back in my day.
Way back when I first got this, and there were only blogs available, and very few at that, from people that had chronic fatigue syndrome.
And dinosaurs rule the world.
That was one of the 5 things they tended to suggest, and I thought it was stupid.
Of course, I was a naive idiot back then.
It's not stupid. It would have saved my butt. Routine, routine, routine. The boringer, the better. Number 5, being stuck in a victim mentality. Now hear me out on this.
Cancel the show!
Don't let a trigger word like victim mentality make you miss out on good advice here.
You can trust me.
Because here's the thing, having a victim mentality really does hold you back from actually making progress with learning to live with chronic fatigue syndrome.
Wait, what?
Why? Because if you focus only on what you don't have in life and you focus on how you're a victim because of your circumstances, you really mentally give away your power to do anything about it.
Oh, Mojo, I'm useless without it.
You tend to think it can't get worse, so you might as well be miserable. But yes, it always gets worse, especially if you do nothing to stop it. Another reason it stops you from getting healthier faster is because the victim mentality really causes you not to put faith into people around you.
That sounds incredibly lonely.
And therefore, people or experiences that might have benefited you in your health journey get ignored, or I think the word is chased away.
Putting walls up never helps anything. Tearing them down brings us together.
And also just the fact that feeling like your life is worse than everyone else's and that you have no control over it just makes you turn numb inside, and it makes you give up.
Even though it might seem like the world is against you, you have to hold on with both hands.
I mean, even people with terminal cancer have been known to last much longer than their prognosis when they have a goal they're trying to reach. And I kind of talk about that in my Giving Up Hope video. Number 6, trying to control everything. Look, other people's lives, other than your kids, aren't your responsibility. Stop anticipating everyone else's needs. If they need help, they can ask you.
If I don't do it, who will?
And guess what? Even if they ask you, you can say no. You don't have to manage everything by yourself.
Commander, are you suggesting that I micromanage?
Do you go on vacation and you're the one that plans out everything and everyone else is just along for the ride?
I like it better my way, but I guess when you're friends, you can't always have things exactly your way all the time.
Stop trying to control the thoughts, feelings, actions of people around you. Yeah, people are stupid a lot of the time, and there's a simple, obvious answer, and they just won't take it.
People are so stupid.
But that's not up to you. That's their decision.
Ugh, this is frustrating.
I know, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. But you are not their nanny, their white knight, or their Jesus. A lot of us Christians have a hard time not trying to be the savior and helping people.
Let me help you. Yes, it'll only hurt for a moment, like a Band-Aid.
There's a lot of social justice warriors out there right now that are trying to do things for others that the others don't want them to do, and it's causing problems.
They need me, do they?
You have your own burden to carry. Why are you trying to carry other people's burdens as well?
It's exhausting. I'm exhausted.
And yeah, I can say all this because I've done it myself. Where do you think I get these lists from? Personal experience. But here's the thing. I've been working through it, and the first step in working through it is seeing what you're doing and realizing that you're doing it. That's the first step. And it's a little bit of a shocker because you're usually like, I'm not like that. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are.
Denial can be an ugly thing.
If you want me to go more in depth for any of these bad habits I've talked about, because I could go and make a video on each one of these. They're frankly that common, that frustrating, and that harmful to our health. So let me know in the comments. And for other living with chronic illness tips, why don't you try one of these videos? And together, we will keep surviving, my friends.